and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Government rubbishes media reports suggesting it has been found guilty of human rights violation. Chief Milo calls for capacity building, resource allocation to combat nature-based crimes in chiefdoms. And Mali begins building Russian-backed gold refinery. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Government spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has dispelled media reports suggesting that government has been found guilty of abusing human rights, implementing selective justice, and effecting targeted persecutions against its opponents. Nations Human Rights Commission. Release of the report by a special rapporteur on the promotion and protection of the and expression, Irene Khan, who visited Zambia from 20 to 31st January 2025. Mr. Mwetwa says the media report by a local daily tabloid is baseless. It must be treated as misinformation and disinformation. Mr. Mwetwa argues that the media report is contrary to the UNHCR released to government. In the meantime, Mr. Mwetwa has disclosed that government will, through a delegation led by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Mwenya Bwalia, react to the recommendations highlighted in the UNHRC report before the Council in Geneva, Switzerland. In the present report, the rapporteur acknowledges Zambia's progress, including the adoption of the Access to Information Act and the repeal of the offense of defamation of the president.
Today, the nation has been treated to some headline in one of our daily tabloids or newspapers, whose article or caption is indicating that Zambia as a country has been found guilty of human rights violations by the United Nations Human Rights Council. We wish as government to take this opportunity to let the nation know that the article in the Daily Nation of today, the 17th June 2025, entitled UNHCR finds Zambia guilty of human rights violations, is and must be treated as misinformation and disinformation, and does not reflect the mandate of the Human Rights Council.
Chief Milo of the Lala people in Serengeti district of Central Province has called for improved capacity building and resource allocation to combat nature-based crimes in local chiefdoms. He emphasized that country engagement, social cohesion, and economic empowerment are essential for preventing crime at the grassroots level. The traditional leader said this in Serengeti district when he made a PowerPoint presentation during the Resilience Dialogue in Africa, Zambia edition, co-hosted by the Center for Environmental Justice, CJ, Decisive Minds, and Center for Zero Waste and Development. He acknowledged the support of the Resilience Fund and its partners, including the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs, for enabling the dialogue in Zambia. Chief Milo highlighted the importance of effective community policies for maintaining order and security. He explained that traditional leaders play a vital role in mobilizing communities, preserving cultural values, and resolving disputes. He stressed that partnerships between community leaders and stakeholders are crucial for achieving sustainable crime prevention. Chief Milo pointed out the significance of community-based initiatives, youth engagement, and dialogue in curbing crime. He noted that forming partnerships with various stakeholders would enhance local crime prevention measures.
So when you do that, like the way Center for Environmental Justice are doing, I know, I'm aware that they are coming to give loans. If we empower these people in the community, after being mobilized, I think we have a direction of how we are going to address this matter. What about cultural values? You know, we also normally uphold our cultural values as they promote or rather emphasize respect for law, community cohesion, and social responsibilities. You know, values, they are, you know, it's what determines somebody's destination. To some extent, determines your personality.
In the meantime, Resilience Fund Liaison for Africa at the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime, GITOC, Jacques Mohindo, stated that the Resilience Dialogue in Africa held in Sorenje, Zambia, aimed to engage stakeholders on nature crimes and local responses. He emphasized that these sessions sought to develop a policy development to guide advocacy, engagement, and interventions that would positively impact affected communities. Mr. Muhindo highlighted the urgency of addressing environmental crimes such as illegal mining, logging, wildlife trafficking, and land conversion, stating that these activities not only deplete natural resources but also threaten livelihoods and governance structures. He explained that GITRC, founded rather in 2013 and headquartered in Geneva with offices in Vienna and Cape Town, was a global NGO committed to combating transnational organized crime and building resilience in affected communities. Mr. Mohindo noted that the organization had developed the Organized Crime Index, a tool to assess the severity of criminal networks and the resilience of nations in tackling them.
What is organized crime and how is it different from other aspects of criminal activities? So organized crime, as we call it organized, it's any transgression of the law that is done by a network of people, more than one, with the purpose of gaining financial or material benefit. You know, someone may commit a crime just for the sake of it, but when 2 or 3 people plan to commit crime because they want to gain something, it becomes organized crime. So when you take the nature crimes especially, you realize that not a single person cannot decide to kill an elephant. For them to kill an elephant, they need to be more than one, and for a specific purpose. Okay, let's sit in this particular corner. We are going to this national park. We are killing elephants because we need ivory. Then we'll take that ivory to Tanzania. From Tanzania, we'll export it to China. Then we'll get the money. So you realize that it's a very organized criminal activity.
Central Province Administration Office has disclosed that the province has enough stock of essential medicines and medical supplies, with the average stock availability standing at between 86% and 94%. Central Province Principal Public Relations Tobias Peary disclosed to 5FM News that the stock availability in all health centers in the province is above 90%, attributing the safety to quarterly receipts of the medicines in March and June this year. In terms of availability of drugs for malaria, antiretroviral ARVs, tuberculosis, TB drugs, and vaccines, Mr. Perry said it is at 100%, making the province medicine secure in that regard. Mr. Perry explained that government, through the Ministry of Health, has ensured availability through procurement of supplementary drugs using emergency orders to Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, and National Health Institute Management Authority, NIMA. In meantime, Mr. Perry has emphasized that the province has identified security measures to mitigate theft of essential medicines, adding that In Serenje and Kapirimposhi district, health officers, including Mkushi District Hospital, have gone as far as procuring and installing closed-circuit television CCTV to ensure security.
Central Province has stocked up essential medicines and medical supplies, with the average stock availability standing at between 86 and 90%, with an average of 89.75%. Stock availability in all health centers in the province is at above 90% due to quarterly receipts this year in March and June. In terms of availability of drugs for malaria, antiretroviral drugs, ARVs, tuberculosis drugs, and vaccines, it is at 100%, making Central Province secure in that regard. Government, through the Ministry of Health, has ensured availability through procurement of supplementary drugs using emergency orders to Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency ZAMSA and National Health Institute Management Authority NIMA. President Hakainde Hichilema has placed great importance on securing health commodities in order to maintain and improve availability of medicines and medical supplies to all patients.
The Department of Immigration has continued its nationwide enforcement efforts against illegal immigration and unlawful activities by foreign nationals. Immigration Department Public Relations Officer Martin Shinka has disclosed that the department at its Solwezi Regional Office, in conjunction with the Kasempa Immigration Office, has apprehended 21 individuals involved in illegal gold mining activities in Mufumbwe district. Among the apprehended include 17 Tanzanians, 2 Chinese nationals, and 2 Indians. All suspects are currently in detention pending further immigration and legal action. Mr. Nshinka told 5FM News that the latest apprehensions are part of an ongoing operation targeting illegal gold mining activities and unlawful foreign presence in the district. He adds that the Mufumbwe operation brings the total number of individuals apprehended for various immigration-related offenses across the country on 16th June 2025 to 44. In the meantime, the Isoka Immigration Office effectively deported 22 illegal immigrants from the country on 16th June 2025. Among them were 5 Tanzanians, 3 Rwandese, and 1 Burundian, who were convicted for failing to appear before the nearest immigration officer on entry. Others are 6 Burundians, 1 Rwandese, and 1 Tanzanian who were convicted for unlawful stay. Mr. Nshinka stated that all had completed their respective prison sentences before being deported from the country. Meanwhile, the Kalomo Immigration Office on 16th June 2025 secured convictions of 2 foreign nationals for unlawful stay in Zambia. The convicts, Dick Wellington Bukale, 39, a Zimbabwean national, and Precious Masiane, 19, a Namibian national, were sentenced to a fine of 10,000 kwacha each, or in default 6 months simple imprisonment. Mr. Bukale was apprehended on 9th June 2025 during a routine compliance check in the Mukwela area of Kalomo. He was intercepted aboard a public bus from Lusaka and was found to have had overstayed. Miss Musaina was apprehended a day earlier on June 2025 in the same area, also during a routine check, for overstaying in the country.
In the latest development, the Solwezi Regional Immigration Office, in conjunction with the Kasempa Immigration Office, on 16 June 2025, apprehended 21 individuals involved in illegal gold mining activities in Mufumbwe district. Those apprehended include 17 Tanzanians, 2 Chinese, and 2 Indians. All suspects are currently in detention pending further immigration and legal action. These latest apprehensions are part of an ongoing operation targeting illegal gold mining activities and unlawful foreign presence in the district. The Mufumbwe operation brings the total number of individuals apprehended for various immigration-related offenses across the country on 16th June 2025 to 44. In a separate development, the Isoka Immigration Office successfully deported 22 illegal immigrants from Zambia on the same day.
And in other news trending this evening, government through the Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA, in accordance with Section 107 of the Environmental Management Act of 2021, has taken over the responsibility of conducting the assessment at Sino Metals Leach Zambia Limited following the company's recent pollution of the Kafue and Chambishi rivers. The Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority (ZAMRA) and the Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe (MCAS) have signed a memorandum of understanding (MOU) aimed at enhancing cooperation in the regulation of medical products between the two countries. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
US-based Metalex Commodities and Zambian-owned Terra Metals Limited have signed a partnership agreement today to create the joint venture Lunda Resources, which will develop and operate the Mwinilunga copper mine in northwestern province. The Lunda Resources has already invested 270 million kwacha and plans to invest a total of 2.7 billion kwacha to fully develop the mine site and its copper ore processing systems. Lunda Resources estimate the project will annually process up to 2 million metric tons of copper ores, producing 100,000 metric tons of combined copper concentrates, copper cement, and cobalt precipitate. In the meantime, the company has already employed 130 Zambians and plans to create 400 more new jobs. Additionally, it will incorporate up to 1,000 artisanal miners into its supply chain by allocating space at the project site for them to mine and paying them a fair price for their output. The joint venture has committed to preserving Zambia's environment by designing a 10 megawatt solar power generation and energy storage facility to significantly reduce the project's fuel consumption and carbon footprint. Lunda Resources has already invested 4.6 million kwacha in water and sanitation projects for local communities, benefiting more than 3,000 people. In collaboration with Chief Sailunga Ikundu and Chief Ntambu, Lunda Resources plans to invest 27 million kwacha per year in community development projects through 2030. At the event, Ambassador Gonzalez noted that this partnership reflects the United States' commitment to strengthening commercial ties with Zambia, supporting responsible investment in critical minerals. Metalex Chief Executive Officer Ayo Sopitan has emphasized the company's long-term commitment to the region, stating and saying, "The partnership is more than an investment as it is a strategic alliance built on shared values of sustainability, innovation, and local empowerment." Mumena Mushinge, chairman of Terra Metals, welcomed the joint venture as a transformative step. The launch of Lunda Resources comes amid growing international demand for responsibly sourced minerals such as copper, cobalt, and rare earths, all essential and to advanced technologies and infrastructure. This partnership sets a new standard for US-Zambia collaboration in sustainable mineral development. Ends the business news and the news from across our borders. Mali's military junta has started building a gold refinery in partnership with a Russian conglomerate, the Yadran Group. The project would embody the West African nation's cessation of its economic sovereignty and ensure the nation benefited from its mineral wealth, military leader General Assimi Goita said. He has strengthened military and economic ties with Russia since seizing power in a coup in 2021, while reducing relations with former colonial power France and other Western nations. This reflects a broader trend in the region, with neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger also pivoting towards Russia after the overthrow of civilian leaders. And in sports news, Zambian boxer Private Nene Maunga has advanced to the next stage of the ongoing African Military Boxing Championship being hosted by Morocco. Private Maonga eliminated Yusuf Yassin from Mozambique through a unanimous points decision. He was fighting the Mozambican boxer in the 46-49 kilograms category bout. Another Zambian boxer, Corporal Ben Banda, has been eliminated from the tournament. Banda lost to Fadel Zoher of Morocco. This was in a 60-kilogram category bout. In another bout, Corporal Samson Piri has lost to Bamis Quadri of Nigeria. Three Zambian boxers are yet to fight at the tournament. Those yet to enter the ring are Staff Sergeant Patrick Chinyemba, Private Albert Ngulube, and leading aircraftsman Emmanuel Ngoma. The tournament reaches its climax on Friday when the best military boxers in Africa will be crowned. Zambia has sent 6 boxers to the African Military Boxing Championship to compete in various categories. The boxers comprise of 2 from Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, and Zambia National Service. The Zambia delegation is led by Lieutenant Colonel Noel Mumbi and is being managed by Lieutenant Catherine Piri. The boxers are being coached by Warrant Officer Class 1 Wisdom Mudenda, and the match official is Warrant Officer Class 1 Darius Kabwe. And the evening weather report is that a relative moist airflow from the southeast is influencing most parts of the country, leading to partly cloudy and slightly windy. In northwestern, western, southern, Lusaka, central, Copperbelt, Luapula, northern, eastern, and Muchinga provinces, they are mainly clear, slightly windy, and mild to cool. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Government spokesperson Cornelius Moitwa has dispelled media reports suggesting that government has been found guilty of abusing human rights, implementing selective justice, and effecting targeted prosecutions against its opponents and critics by the United Nations Human Rights Commission. Chief Milo of the Lala people in Sorenji district of Central Province has called for improved capacity building and resource allocation to combat nature-based crimes in local chiefdom. And finally, Mali's military junta has started building a gold refinery in partnership with a Russian conglomerate, the Yadran Group. For more news, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy Hour of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.